The Mercedes Benz Citaro. Introduced in 1997, more than 55,000 buses of this type in various configurations and updates have been produced by 2019. But there was one very special model of this bus whose design was unlike any other bus that came before it. This is the story of Hannover's Irvine Citaro, one of the most incredible looking transport buses of all time. Hi, this is Jeffrey. Now, not all that long ago, I did a video on a very unique double-decker bus that was designed and built for the Expo that was held in Turin, Italy in 1961. Now, fast forward to the year 2000, and the city of Hannover, Germany was also hosting a very large expo, and they too wanted a very special bus to represent it. So, what did they do? They went out and hired a very famous English designer to create something that has not been seen before in bus design. It's a really fascinating story, so let's get started in learning about the Hannover Irvine Citaro of the year 2000. In the run-up to Expo 2000, Hannover's local transport system underwent a renewal program of gigantic proportions. After all, the first world exhibition on German soil with the motto, Man, Nature, Technology, was to be the most environmentally friendly major event of all time, and to host an expected 40 million visitors. The then chairman of the board, Heinrich Ganseforth, also used the funding provided for a variety of design measures and won over internationally renowned designers to give the city's transport system, Ustra, and thus Hanover, a new face. A new light rail system was designed, and the underground light rail station, Kropka, was completely rebuilt. And a new bus was put on the road, the likes of which the world had never seen before. The Expo bus, or the Irvine bus as it was known, named after its designer. But it was not to be a bus off the shelf or off the peg. So in 1996, a manufacturer was found in Evobus, now known as Daimler Bus of Mercedes Benz, which built the bus according to the specifications of the famed English designer James Irvine and his Milan office. Irvine had previously made a name for himself with sensational work for companies such as Canon, WMF, Thone, and Artemide. Of course, he had never designed a bus before, and it was precisely this new, fresh look at local transport that produced something astonishing. Irvine once described the approach he took to the bus in an interview in 2004 as follows. Today, we associate success with owning a house and a fancy car. But this kind of success costs us good air and a good life. Buses, trams, and the underground, on the other hand, are seen as the poor man's solution. Because he doesn't have his own car, he squeezes himself into the smelly bus with all the other poor people. We should change this situation by making buses and trains so attractive that they can compete with private cars in terms of quality. A total of 101 vehicles were delivered to Ustra by Mercedes-Benz. Why the odd number? The manufacturer had to order over 100 vehicles to make it worthwhile to even construct this special model. So Ustra ordered 101 Irvine buses based on the Citaro 0530. The 101 vehicles were divided into diesel and natural gas buses as solo and articulated models. The CNGs were known as gas bombers due to the loud noises they apparently created. Leipzig also purchased a small fleet of Irvine buses and lent them to Hanover until the fair was over. Now, let's take a look at some of the basic specifications of the Hannover Irvine Articulated Citaro Bus. Number 1, length is 18.03 meters. Number 2, width is 2.55 meters. Number 3, height is 3.12 meters. Number 4, empty weight is 17,100 kilograms with a permissible total weight of 28,000 kilograms. Number 5, seating capacity is 40 passengers. Number 6, engine is the OM906HLA, generating 279 horsepower. Number 7, transmission is the ZF Ecomat 5 HP 502. And finally, number 8, the turning circle is 23.2 meters. Irvine gave the Ustra bus a new look with the complementary color of orange for visibility, added to the classic green and newly implemented silver, along with its striking rounded windows. He also left no detail unnoticed on the inside. He even redesigned the door buttons and handholds. He paid particular attention to the flow of movement of the passengers. With the open space in the middle of the bus, he translated the idea of the Italian piazza into the spatial concept of a city bus. While this space was primarily designed for standing passengers as well as those with strollers and wheelchairs, the conversational seating area in the rear was used by talkative passengers and those who were traveling for longer. The bus was accessed through its 2 large double doors between the axles, a real challenge for the designers at the time, but today almost a standard in local bus transport in Europe. The bus was also a boon for drivers, as the panoramic front windshield was revolutionary for the time, as well as the small screen on the dashboard near the steering wheel, and was affectionately called the Mouse Cinema. The computer technology made it possible for the drivers to check the oil level, engine temperature, or compressed air, for example. The new city bus was skillfully staged by Ustra's marketing strategists and was unveiled in front of the Opera House on May 24, 1999, in the presence of a cheerful James Irvine. The local transport world looked at Hanover in amazement and admiration. The bus was an eye-catcher and enriched the cityscape from the very first moment. Until the last Irvine bus was retired in March of 2016, Hanover residents had happily used the bus millions of times that James Irvine was so proud of, who had passed away in 2013 at only 54 years old. The impulses that he gave Ustra more than 20 years ago with the new bus remain alive. The leather hand straps that he designed for his bus were later installed in almost all of the city trams and are now an unmistakable feature of Ustra. There is no Hanoverian who has not put his hand in them at least once. And so there it is, the story of the James Irvine designed Citaro bus of Hannover, Germany. Now, I know design is a very subjective topic. Some people will like the design, other people will definitely not like it, so that I understand. Another thing is that this bus was probably not so practical in the sense that it had a lot of non-standard parts, especially with its windows. And anytime you manufacture something with a curve or complex curves, it's much more expensive to do than if you just build something that's quite angular with 90 degrees. So in that sense, the bus was probably not all that easy to maintain and not all that practical, which is why you don't see this type of design often. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this look at the James Irvine designed Citaro bus of Hannover, Germany. And as always, thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Bye.